Right now, all around you, an entirely hidden layer of human interaction is taking place. In every passing glance, shift in posture, or subtle change in tension, people are broadcasting exactly what they think and feel. As the planet's apex social animals, our success has historically depended on our ability to read these signals. Yet many of us operate with a massive perceptual blind spot. The scale of this blind spot is measurable. Research suggests that over 65% of all human communication is nonverbal, but we typically process and internalize a mere 5% of that information. We fixate almost entirely on that tiny sliver, the words people say. Because our attention is consumed by speech, we readily accept manufactured masks, the projected humility, confidence, or politeness as reality. Ignoring most of what people are actually communicating makes us vulnerable. It is how we find ourselves blindsided by the sudden resistance, hidden hostility, or manipulative actions of those we thought we understood. We weren't always this oblivious. As children, we were master observers. Because we were small and physically weak, our survival depended on accurately decoding the true intentions behind adult smiles and tones of voice. We lose this sensitivity as we age. We become increasingly self-absorbed, obsessing over our own internal monologues and rehearsing what we are going to say next. Our focus turns inward. Fortunately, the human mask is biologically flawed. It constantly leaks our true emotions. Because this nonverbal communication is bred deep within our biology, the language is never permanently lost. It can be relearned. This process isn't about learning a new trick. It's about realizing you have a social tool you aren't currently cultivating. By silencing that inner voice, you awaken a dormant perception that makes new social possibilities visible for the first time. Reclaiming this skill starts with stepping outside your own head. Practice this in a low-stakes, everyday environment, like sitting quietly in a public cafe. Watch the strangers around you. Observe their posture, their walking styles, and the pitch of their voices. The goal is to observe without immediately trying to label or categorize them with words. This exercise actively rewires your brain. You are mapping new connections, shifting your neurological focus from active verbal processing to the physical absorption of other people's energy. Establishing this state of relaxed, neutral observation is critical. Only when your mind is quiet and attentive are you primed to catch the fleeting, fractional moments when a social mask fractures. Inside every person, there is a constant biological tug-of-war. We have an ancient, evolutionary drive to physically express our emotions, which constantly clashes with our modern need to conceal them for social survival. This tension produces leaks. The first signs appear as micro-expressions, involuntary flashes of true emotion, like a brief sneer or a tensed jaw, that breach the mask for less than a second before being suppressed. You should also watch for pacifying behaviors. When people feel a spike in anxiety, they often attempt to soothe their own nervous energy through physical touch, repeatedly reaching for their neck, face, or hair. The most frequent tell is the mixed signal. A person might deliver highly positive, supportive words, while their torso or feet physically pull away from you. Or they might deliver a cutting, sarcastic remark, completely disguised by a jokey tone and a wide smile. These physical leaks serve as objective data points. They reveal a person's true intentions in real time, completely bypassing whatever lies they might be speaking. Spotting a potential leak is only useful when you have context. You must compare these behaviors against a person's baseline, their normal, resting state across different interactions. Look at former German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Her baseline is famously calm, her face remarkably still, her smiles infrequent. She listens with complete absorption, making her a textbook example of a highly disciplined, consistent baseline. Because a baseline like that is so consistent, any deviation becomes meaningful. Genuine emphasis, like a raised vocal pitch, forceful hand gestures, or widened eyes, is incredibly difficult to fake once a baseline is broken. Mastering the baseline allows you to evaluate others accurately. It is the tool you use to separate someone with an anxious personality from someone engaged in deliberate, hostile deception. As you practice observing these cues, you will experience a physical shift. You will move past cold, detached observation and begin to actually feel the shifting moods of a room, anticipating people's actions before they happen. Decoding human nature provides the foundation for radical empathy. It moves you beyond the mere detection of lies toward a profound understanding of others. As you look at poet Walt Whitman, consider how he described this level of connection. I do not ask the wounded person how he feels. I myself become the wounded person. True understanding requires internalizing the emotional state of another person rather than just analyzing them from a distance. Realizing that everyone wears a mask shouldn't lead to cynicism. It should lead to an empathetic acceptance. Theatricality is a requirement for human survival, and everyone is playing their part. This framework for observing the shadow self and decoding social behavior is drawn directly from The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Knowing how the human mask works provides a final tactical advantage. It gives you the power to consciously craft and manage the impressions you project. You can choose which traits to emphasize, stepping into the spotlight with intention. By mastering this second language, you cease to be a passive victim of social dynamics. You become a master player on the stage of life, equipped to read the room, adapt your role, and connect with the world as it actually is.